530. So what does Paul say about faith? We find in the first verse of Hebrews 11. Brother Willie, do you have that?
I can read that.
Do you have a microphone?
Here it is.
Microphone here. Okay. You got that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I think, is this the other one, or do we have another one floating around here? Just these two? Okay.
Yeah, you want me to read Hebrews 11:1?
11:1, if you would.
All right. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
This verse is not so much a definition of faith as a statement of what faith will do. It presents faith so strong and vital that the person not only feels himself in possession of that which he has not as yet received, but is caused to experience the strength, the courage, the confidence that ordinarily only possession would give. Faith thus enables a Christian not only to claim promised blessings, but to have and enjoy them now. The powers of the world to come become a present possession, and the kingdom of heaven is not merely a future possibility. It is even now within. Faith gives the good things to come, a real subsistence in the soul and mind. They are no longer dreams to be fulfilled in the future. They are living realities which the soul enjoys and appreciates. The old Syriac version of the scriptures well translates, "Now faith is a persuasion of things which are in hope, as if they were in fact, and the manifestation of things not seen." That's from the book of Hebrews that I know Elder Earl's well acquainted with. Actually, this is one I think you gave me a copy of, and I've been reading through it slowly, so it's pretty heavy. So our next question, you guys, if anyone has something to say, we have one microphone here, we can get it to you. Just raise your hand and we'll get you the microphone. But I guess, the next question, what are some things hoped for? I know as I've been memorizing scripture songs, I have about an hour drive up the mountain and back. And thank God I don't have a radio. I was thinking, man, I wonder how much it costs to put a radio in this car. Because it didn't come with the radio. Got an old Subaru body and put an engine in it. And, but the Lord had, if I'm in my work van, I'll flip through the radio, see what's going on with politics and see what's going on here. But being that I have my Subaru, I have an hour, and I have one of these little song books. So I'm getting to memorize these songs, and it does something to you. And so I've been memorizing it as I've gone, and then I take a jog, and then I really try to, Brother Willie's been with me, and I try to memorize as I'm jogging, which kind of keeps your mind off of how tired you are, and takes your mind in a heavenly place and strengthens it. But as I'm noticing, it's just hitting me as I'm learning more and more songs, that they all have this similar, it takes faith to even sing these songs. Because you have to picture it to memorize it, right? Mm-hmm. Have you ever tried memorizing something and you're just not getting it? And then you realize you've got to kind of really think about what it's saying. You've got to really understand what it's saying, and then it hits home. So as I'm thinking about these songs, it's always like the last verses, isn't it? That talk about the promises of heaven when we all get to heaven, or Amazing Grace. And so you have this picture of heaven, and it all starts with, toiling the toil of life, getting through the toil of life, having faith through the toil of life, being a faithful stewards, being faithful Christians, and then the end hope is in heaven. So I think 13 through 14.
These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on earth. For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. Verse 16. But now they desire a better country, that is, in heavenly. Wherefore God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he hath prepared for them a city.
So they're pilgrims, And it's funny that we were doing worship, and Patty said, "Oh, here, this song I know Galen likes," and it was about raising the banner and being soldiers for Christ. And my sister Claudia always knows what songs I like, and they're always about Jesus coming soon. But you think if you're going to die soon, what are people? Are they going to mock you at your funeral? This guy thought Jesus was coming soon, and I was going to say at my funeral, I like all my songs to be about Jesus coming soon. You know, it'd just be kind of funny that we hope to see Jesus coming. But even if we die, are we living like pilgrims? And I believe everyone that's going to see Christ in the resurrection is going to live as if he's come, if they believe he's going to come before they die. They're going to be living like pilgrims. I hope for somewhere else, not down here.
Amen.
Brother Willie?
You know, I'm just thinking about it when what we're saying. Even if Jesus is not coming soon, are we still living like pilgrims?
Right.
You know, during the Advent movement, and even today, the end of all things is nigh at hand. And something which is good, it's supposed to motivate us. But if that is our main motive, we're not going to make it. Because think of the disappointment in 1844. Those who were motivated by Jesus is coming soon, what happened after 1844 to them?
Most all of them left, but
They all left, they all fell away. So our motive has to be love for the Lord.
Amen.
And what he has done for us.
Amen.
So even if Jesus doesn't come soon, we still live like Christians and pilgrims walking through this world.
amen.
Amen.
And
Got a bad back, sister?
My shoulder.
And in 1 John, we're told that the way we know we love God is we love our
Love his
fellow
children,
man.
yeah.
We love the brethren.
Yes.
And we just
Yes.
read this morning in the Ministry of Healing that we should regard all humans as our brothers because they are children. Adam, like we are.
That's how we know we pass from death unto life.
And you know what? On the phone with vendors and support people and things, I'm getting to start to say right at the end of the conversation, thanks, brother. You be a good cheer, sister. And just give them a little of God's culture, you know, and let them say, hey, he called me brother. How about that? I wonder what he's thinking. He loved me. You know, I'm hoping that comes through.
And sometimes I don't think we realize the weight of what that takes. Because we say it all the time, right? But I know when I was fresh, when I was even in other Adventist circles, I didn't even hear that. And someone called me brother, it'd make you feel pretty special, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's like that person likes me. I like that guy. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say,
I was just going to say during the week, I forget exactly who it was, but I just had a stranger, I think it was at Walmart or somewhere, and I said, brother. He says, I'm not your brother. So it goes both ways, but I understand.
So here's a note. Here are your life insurance papers. Heavenly. Heaven has been made for us, and we want a part in it. We cannot afford to allow anything to separate us from God in heaven. In this life, we must be partakers of the divine nature. Brethren and sisters, you have only one life to live. Oh, let it be a life of virtue, a life hid with the Christ in God. Hid with Christ in God. Unitedly, we are to help one another gain perfection of character. To this end, we are to seize all criticism. Onward and still onward, we may advance toward perfection, until at last there will be ministered unto us an abundant entrance into the heavenly kingdom. Okay, this is for our Bible students, for our medical missionary students. Where is it found when Jesus says, find the broad is the path that leadeth to destruction? Is that Matthew 7?
Matthew chapter 7.
Okay, someone find that for me. I was reading that the other day, and
Matthew 7.
yes, Matthew 7.
Did you want someone to read it?
I'll show you.
Yeah,
Verse 13.
This is the pattern.
you got it, Patty? Here, let's get you the microphone.
Yes, we have it.
Verse 13.
Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it.
Thank you. And what I was reading that, and what struck me is, few be there they that find it. I never noticed that word find. Jesus is saying, few be they that find it. What is that? I don't know. I just wondered, anyone have thoughts on that? Has anyone thought that was weird? I don't know. It's not like he's saying walk in the straight narrow gate. You should know what that is. Or he's saying few be the people that find it. So we have to search for something. Go ahead, my brother. You got the microphone back there, Patty?
I gave
Or
it
my
to
brother?
the young man,
You got to be on watch.
Beside.
Well, it brings to mind that Bible verse. If you seek me with your whole heart, you'll find me.
Mm.
And so there's something about the depths of our desire that will determine whether we can connect with God. And apparently something corrupt in our hearts would keep us from that desire. So we're divided, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So I think it also says, we just read the quote, God must believe that he is, and he's a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. So I think somehow, we need to realize that these are asking us, what is the depth of your intention? How deep? How sincere? Is there something else that's competing for your desire to know God?
That's a great point. And that's actually what we were touching on. It's funny, we read two different chapters of the first testimonies today. Philosophy and vain deceit, or vain, philosophy and vain deceit, was that right? And then family religion. But they were both, all of them were dealing, all the verses were dealing with some sort of way of the saints being able, if we could only see what's going on behind the scenes, what's invisible, and how Satan actually gets all of his agent. He doesn't just he's not just waiting by the side and we're coming by and he grabs us. He's lurking, right? He's looking to see who he can devour. And it was saying how he actually gets all his cronies together to try to bring down one person. So if we actually knew what his devices were, what he was trying to do, we'd be on guard instead of just, I see your hand, instead of just kind of be kind of ease, just kind of not sure which way we're going. We'd be very pointed to stay out of his reach. And I was also saying how I've noticed in my past when this walk just got too hard for me, Satan's attacking me, and I would start to compromise. And I noticed I was much happier compromising. I mean, as far as the attack stopped coming, it's just like things flowed a little easier. And but I was fully convicted that what I was doing wasn't right. And that kind of goes with what you're saying, seeking with your whole heart. I knew I wasn't seeking with my whole heart. I knew